I'm Mason Mount. You're listening to the London is Blue podcast.
And part of this, I'm happy to bring this up is Kepa Arrizabalaga. Like, I felt like so I sent it to DPZ. Obviously, David Pastor was on the last pod. We ain't got no history. And he tweeted about something along the lines of, everyone's jumping on Kepa's back because he faced 2 unstoppable shots. And I had to clarify that they are unstoppable for Kepa because he's 5'11" and a half, maybe, on a good day. Like, his hand, like, he should have saved 6'1" up saves Keita's shot. Like, his hand was there. And then even on the Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, I know that seems like an impossible situation for a goalkeeper. That's actually one of the best situations as a goalkeeper because you are going to your left, all of your momentum's going to your left, and he plays it to your left at a really good height. That's when you come up big. And, like, even I've made that save multiple times. It's in your wheelhouse. Like, if you were to ask a striker to put it somewhere, Oxbow put it exactly where Kepa would have wanted it. And Kepa still can't get enough of a hand on it. I personally was just really let down, I felt like, Amity, by Kepa's lack of having any presence, having any ability. And like I said, part of it is he is short, and so we have to live with those physical restraints. But, like, at this level, he doesn't provide enough other things to justify his position with Chelsea right now. And that's the first time I'm really come out and being like, hey, Kepa, it's not working out. We need to change.
I fully agree. And I think that there's something to be said about the fact that he doesn't command the box in there in a way that you would trust a good keeper to do. I mean, we were blessed with seasons of Czech. And to go from Petr Cech and Thibaut Courtois to someone his size and his demeanor, it just doesn't seem like he wants to be in charge. And to add on what you were saying about savable goals, the Trent Alexander-Arnold free kick, yes, it's a great free kick. The kid can strike a ball, but he scored almost the exact same goal against you at Stamford Bridge. And he put it in almost the same place.
He has one trick.
Come on, you're not going to dive. You're not going to make an effort. I would even be cheating. I would be cheating over. Trust your wall. Your wall.
I'd be pointing at the corner and just be like, I know what you're doing.
You know what you're going to do. I'm short. I need to make up the ground. I would get 2 steps over and say, screw it. If you beat me above my head, shame on me. But I'm going to try to stop this. He didn't even dive. He just watched it in. That really pissed me off. Then for the one with Oxlade-Chamberlain, yes, I played goalie before too, and that is the perfect height. You're moving to your left. He puts it to your left, and he puts it at a savable height. That's got to be saved, man. And there's so many goals that he's gotten a hand to that have beaten him that you feel like his wrist is made of silly putty. And I just don't like those have got to be at least palmed onto the post. Give yourself a chance. And then one of the things that stuck out most to me was there was the free kick opportunity for Robertson. And you can hear, because there's no fans, you can hear all of our defenders yelling, Kepa, like, claim that ball. It's in the fix. It's not even like if he takes one step out, he catches it.
And that's not how that's supposed to go.
Things like,
defenders aren't supposed to tell a goalkeeper to get it. It is the goalkeeper's responsibility to communicate. I got it or away.
I got that ball,
you got
or
it.
You get it out. Like, that's his job. And I'm sorry, man, but you don't have very much else to do. You're back there for one reason. Very few times we are relying on you to circulate the ball. And if it's not going to be a really dangerous pass. And even those he's been having trouble with recently. So that really, like, that doesn't sit well with me. I'm with you on this, man. I think that Kepa's just it's not working out. And that's not something that we can afford to continue happening because we looked feeble on every set into our box. And, like, granted, we're defending, and to be fair, for the set piece goals that were scored against us today, you remove those goals, we get a tie game. But and we can't put this all on Kepa, but there's something to be said for the fact that we keep talking about the same problem and they're not getting fixed.
Well, I think here's a question: like, how many other Premier League goalkeepers would you rather have between our sticks right now? You just go down
between our
the list,
sticks.
between our
19.
sticks.
I just love the way you frame that because I know you use it in the
19?
lineups.
Oh,
Really?
19's a big no. That's a big number. Amedee's doing the what is it? What's the game show? Damn it.
Price is Right. And you just
Price is right.
Right?
Yeah, he's doing the Price is Right strategy. That's funny.
you can't go below.
Foster, Dubravka, Schmeichel, Krul,
Oh, Schmeichel for sure.
Henderson.
Ramsdale.
Probably not Cruel. He's just really old and not agile. I've watched him.
Probably not Cruel.
Leno or Martinez.
Martinez for sure.
Keepers.
Martinez looks
Sure.
legit.
Yep, Henderson.
So, like how? But that's the
De
point I was
Gea?
gonna make is we have gone.
I'd rather have De Gea. Yeah.
We've gone over 10 years. We've gone over a decade plus without having to be concerned about this position. And we are definitely on the other side of the grass is greener moment. And the grass is not greener over here. This is a bad place. And we need to get out of it. The two stats that I found most interesting were that Kepa's save percentage this season is now 52.5%, which is below the Claudio Bravo hologram goalkeeper benchmark of 53.3. And he has now let in 8% of the goals Chelsea have ever conceded in the Premier League.
Okay, hold up. Chelsea's been around since 1905.
He's been around for 2 seasons
What?
In the Premier League.
in the Premier League.
So 92. Okay, so
Yeah.
we'll shorten that.
1992 till now.
But still, that's
That's a
So I'm not going to beat Amedee's rant, which was spectacular, and I absolutely love that. Well done, sir. All I'm going to add to this conversation, because I don't want to pile on the dog pile, is when you look at the other side and you look at some of the deflected, shots that Alisson had, and you look at our side, there is a clear difference between those two things, right? He's the best goalkeeper in the league. And I don't know if we have the worst goalkeeper in the league. That's irrelevant, what I think. But there's a clear difference there. The fact that we are going for a top 4 spot with some of the defending that we've done this year and some of the goalkeeping is spectacular. Like, it will be an achievement of all achievements if we're able to sneak into the top 4. Because you could see a scenario where we are fighting, bottom of the table scenarios with our defense. Robbie Earle said that, like, on NBC, we will have been one of the worst defenses to make top 4 in history, just on goals conceded.
13th most in the Premier League this season.
You guys want to hear something stupid? Kepa's not even in the top 20 goalkeepers as far as saves made this season. There are teams with 2 goalkeepers that have played this season have more saves than Kepa. Okay, so these stats are not great, but
Takes a large swig of whiskey and moves on.
Honestly, here's the deal. It is I'm thrilled with Hakim Ziyech. I'm thrilled with Timo Werner. If we add one Kai Havertz, if we add anyone else in the attack, great, awesome. Unfortunately, if we keep this defense the way it is, whether it's the system, the style, and the personnel, it's not really going to matter because it is bad right now.
This is what I will say about signings, and everybody's really juiced up, and they should be, right? Like, there's a lot of momentum in Chelsea world right now, and it's a good thing, like this being positive. If we kept the same attack going into next year that we have right now, sans our new signings, and we upgraded our defense, I think we could be legitimate title contenders. If we
you have to feel good the way we played Liverpool, to your point. If they're the gold standard, like, we've done well against the gold standard.
On the other side, if we upgrade our offense, we're going to have to score 7 goals a game next year to be title contenders.
Well, and you have to score first.
Point.
We've conceded first way too many times this season, and then that adds then you're chasing the game. You can't even play the game plan you had. That's the biggest thing. If you concede first, it throws out a lot of things. And now you're scraping for a draw. Okay, I got a draw. Now I have to keep scraping. And then you have so much extra running.
It's
when you're in that
emotional
sense.
energy too. Like
Yep.
it's a heavy burden to bear. And we were in a WhatsApp thread with Joe Tweeds, and Dan's like, well, I'd be happy to win 5-3 every week. I absolutely would not be happy to. That's a hard way. That's a hard way to go about a title win. Like, it's not going to be easy. You're certainly not going to win Europe that way, like, ever.
I mean, think about our team, the team that everybody always talks about, the Carvalho, Terry, Czech, spine, backbone. We were conceding very few goals, but we also weren't scoring 8-9 all the time. We won a lot of games, 1-0, 2-0, 3-1. We love the 1-0. But it's okay to score one goal when you can depend on your defense and your keeper, because you can say, okay, we don't have to get more than one. We get one, we can just shut everything down.
Yeah.
And that's not in the cards for us this season. We have to score those 2, 3, 4 goals to guarantee that we can beat teams, because we might end up giving them up 2 goals. Sheffield United, we let them score 2 on us in the first game that we drew against them. Wolves, I mean, these games that we won were great games. Winning on the road, fantastic. I love it. But if you're going to concede, like, habitually concede 2 goals, 3 goals, like, you're not winning titles that way. And I love the offensive signings. I love it. But you got to think more conservatively. You got to be able to shore up at the back.
Yeah, absolutely. And, as an attacker, there's already a ton of pressure to score just in general, because it's the hardest thing to do in the game. Knowing that not only do you have to score, you have to score multiple to float this team right now. And that just takes a hard task and makes it almost impossible. So we'll have to see.